let's just go over everything we've learned, everything we're leaving in this year, and what we want to bring into the new year, basically. But obviously, I've done a lot of reflecting these past weeks, this past month, and I think the importance of belief is something we preach, like we talk about it all the time. This year, I think majority of the trainings we have had has been focused on belief. And still, I think that the majority of the people that's struggling, it's because of lack of belief. So obviously, like that can be a hard thing to master, and I can't say that I've mastered it fully. I don't think you can ever do that. But belief is something that I'm gonna be so focused on, both in myself. But the thing is, what we need to also like understand when it comes to belief is that you can't just believe in yourself. It's very important, don't get me wrong, like you need to believe in yourself, but that's not enough. You need to also believe in your vision. You need to believe in the industry we're in. You need to believe in the company, in Jifu's vision. You need to believe in Mastermind, in House of Riches, in the vision of that. You need to believe in everything. You need to have the belief in all of these areas to keep moving, to succeed, to basically, yeah, to succeed in this business. You need to have belief in all these areas. So this is something I'm really, really gonna be focused on building belief in all areas of life, both private and in business, going into the new year. But also, what I've learned is that we speak a lot about belief, like information you take in, it affects it. We know that. Environment, experiences. But I'd say the thing that I've seen a lot recently, around me, but also within me, is the words you speak, how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others, how you basically phrase the perspective on things when you speak is I'd say it's the biggest thing that has grown my belief system or made it possible for me to grow my belief system is the words I speak. And I think it's a lot of people that has lack of belief in the power of that. Wait, I'm not pinned. Let me spotlight myself. I'm just seeing Molando's model picture here, on the full screen. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I'd say the words you speak to yourself and just in general about life has such a big impact on your life and the outcomes of everything you do. So I've been a very negative person, back in the days, and it's hard to reprogram a negative brain into a positive and to see everything from like a positive perspective. But the words you speak on a daily basis, this is also what you hear on a daily basis. So you listen to yourself, like you're gonna hear yourself speak. If I speak to Archie, let's say he's in my team and I speak to him every day, I also listen to what I'm telling him. So the perspectives I'm giving him, I'm also taking in. So that's why I'm saying the words you speak to yourself and the people around you is the words that you are going to believe. Whether you know it or not, you're going to believe it. Because that's you hear yourself. Even if you don't want to listen to yourself, and you probably shouldn't, you're going to hear yourself every single day. So be careful, be aware of what you speak, and try always to aim to be more positive. This is something I'm working on every single day. Always trying to find solutions and a positive perspective on things. It's not easy, but it makes a huge difference, especially in this business, guys. But I don't have much time, so I need to check my notes so I don't soon away and start talking about random things. Another thing that has, again, I think a lot of people might need to hear, is being attached to results will ruin everything for you. And I know that a lot of us are so attached to the results. Doesn't matter if it's in the business, if it's like your numbers, your rank, or if it's trading money, like the actual amounts you're making, or results in general. If you're constantly focused on the results and the outcome, you're gonna lose it. Like, I'm gonna be so real. You're actually gonna lose it, because the result it won't always be great results. You won't always see results. You won't always have like everything going your way. You need to actually focus on the actions. You need to focus on the actions that will get you the results. And this, I'd say, like, this is one of the biggest things I've learned this year. And I actually realized this because obviously I came into GIF in the beginning of the year, and it changed a lot for me. And I was blessed with not quick and easy results, but my journey went quite quickly upwards when we launched with GIFU. And I realized afterwards, not in that moment, but I realized afterwards when it kind of slowed down, that's when I realized that during this period when I had the best results, the most results, was when I wasn't focused on the results at all. I wasn't focused on numbers. I wasn't focused on anything of the results, the outcome. I was just focused on being the hardest worker in every single room I set my foot in. That was the only, like, I just wanted to make the most out of every single day. I was doing so much. I was taking so much action towards my goals that I forgot what results will follow. That's how focused I was, because I was just constantly doing anything and everything I could to be better, to do more, to grow, to learn and inspire, and everything. I was just so focused on actually being the hardest worker. That's the best way I can put it. The hardest worker in every room I set my foot in, that I forgot the results that will follow. And guess what happened? The results followed. It just came. It just came to me. Why? Because I was worthy of it. Because the work I put in, it was impossible for the results not to follow. So this is something like I want you guys to try your absolute best to shift your focus from results, from money, from numbers, from people, from anything. Shift your focus from that into being known for your work ethic. Does that make sense? Like, focus on being the hardest worker. Focus on being the person that people get inspired by because you work so hard. Like, you do so much, you grow so much, you take in information. Every time they meet you, you're a better version of yourself. Focus on that, because the results will come. They can't not come, they will come. If you don't have the results you want, or the results, or you see someone else getting better results than you or quicker results than you, that's probably because they aren't as focused as you on the results. They're focused on how they can get better, how they can do more, what they can learn today. This is so important, guys. It made such a big difference. As I said, I wasn't even aware I was doing it until I wasn't doing it and I saw the difference. So I learned the opposite way, basically. But this is a big lesson, and this is something like I'm really taking in, and I really, really want you guys to try and master, try and shift your focus from results to actions, and your time will come. Like, the results will come. You will be rewarded for the work you put in. There's no timeline for it, but you will be rewarded if you're working hard and are worthy of the results. Okay. And the last thing I want to go over, or like the third key takeaway, is this is so real. That's the only thing I can put it. Life is gonna happen, guys. Life is going to happen. I think if you feel okay with it, put a number 1 in the chat. If you have gone through something challenging this year, put a number 1 in the chat, because I'm pretty sure every single one of us has gone through a storm this year. At least one. Like, there's gonna be rainy days, there's gonna be rainy weeks, there's gonna be rainy months. Like, it's gonna be a lot of things thrown at you, especially when you're trying to become a new person. It's going to be rough and it's going to be hard and it's going to be painful. But if you're constantly focused on what's happening to you or what's happening around you or in your life, that's what's going to grow, not you. The issues, the problems, the storms, that's what's going to grow. That's what's going to continue. And you're just going to drown in it. So you really need to accept the fact that life isn't going to be easy. The business isn't going to be easy. And it's really what you do with it. So, like I said, this has been the best year and the most eventful year of my life, but it's also been one of the hardest years of my life. I've gone through a lot personally, and there's been a lot going on like around me in my life. And I'm pretty sure there's like 2 people on this call that has any sort of idea that these things has happened. Why? Because I don't focus on it. I don't allow myself to excuse what to make it as an excuse or even defending my excuses. I don't know how to put it, but basically what we tend to do is something happens and we just tell ourselves it's okay to slow down. It's okay that I wasn't doing this today or this week I didn't do much because this happened to me and this is hard. Everyone will understand this is hard. Validating excuses, exactly. And the only one you're hurting with this is yourself. You're only hurting yourself by validating your excuses or by making the hardship in your life a reason for you to to slow down and stay in another hard position. Like we're all in this business because we want to do better. We want more. We want better. Okay. And if we then keep using bad things that happens in our lives as excuses, we're just keeping ourselves in the situation we want to get out of. So you're just making another problem for yourself. And this is what we need to understand. Like life is going to happen to you. I'm not telling you don't feel. You're not allowed to feel. You're not allowed to cry. You're not allowed to be angry. You're not allowed to, I don't know, slow down and take a moment for yourself. Of course you are. You need to take care of yourself. But do not let it stop you from moving. Do not let it be the reason that you're moving slower than everyone else, because life is going to happen. So just go into the new year accepting and knowing that shit will happen to you. Excuse the language, but shit will happen. Not once, but several times. Multiple things will happen. It's life. It happens. That's it. So just go in to the new year knowing that this will happen and work on yourself to be better at handling it. Okay? You can feel, you can take care of yourself, you can do all of these things, but also keep moving. Just never quit. Don't stop. Don't quit. Because you're just quitting on yourself for something that's causing you pain. It doesn't make sense if you think about it. Shit. Sorry, got a delivery. But yeah, and this when these things happen, this is when we need to remember our reason why. We need to remember our reason why. Why are we doing this? Why did we start? Where do we want to go? And don't take this easily. I know, and I've overheard conversations about like reason why, not being a hype, but being, I don't think everyone understands how important it is to constantly have a reason why that pushes you forward. So if you have a reason why right now that is not moving you, or is not strong enough, or painful enough, or deep enough for you to keep moving, do better, get through anything and everything that happens in your life, you need a new reason why. You need to always have a reason why that keeps pushing you. Like that makes you not want to sleep at night because you want to move faster. You want to have the results, you want to get somewhere, you want to be successful, you need such a deep reason why, like it should make you cry. Like I can't speak about my reason why without crying. So sometimes when people ask me about my reason why, I don't even tell them my reason why because I can't, because I will cry. But I've had multiple different whys. It's not always the same, but just always keep one that inspires you to work harder, that pushes you to work harder and get better. And also, guys, always stay inspired. If you want to go all the way in this business, coming to an event is like non-negotiable because you need to stay inspired. We have the events for you to stay inspired. Okay. And you need to always work on your desire. You always have to desire more than you have right now. So if you feel like, yeah, I'm good, life is okay, I'm making quite good money from this, build your desire. You need a stronger, bigger desire towards the bigger things. Because otherwise you'll slow yourself down without even noticing because you're comfortable. Okay. I can't be comfortable. Like what I've seen in Dubai these last weeks, I cannot be comfortable with where I was before. Because how can I settle for that when I've seen this? Because I stayed inspired and I always raised my desire. Like I always want, like, make sure I find things and do things and experience things to want more for myself because that will make me work harder. But now I've spoken for way too long, I think. I'm just gonna stop here, but I hope you guys take some of this with you. And I really, really hope to see every single one of you shine. I just see some beautiful faces here, and it makes me so happy to see you guys. And I just want to see all of you shine and become your best version of yourself 2026. I believe in every single one of you. I appreciate every single one of you. But I'm gonna leave the word to someone very special to me. Someone whose journey I've been able to follow from start and who's been my rock through this journey, really. You know how they say that one person can change your entire business? Well, this person is that person for me. And I'm very, very grateful to be working alongside someone that's so willing to help, so willing to grow, and always, always puts the teams first. And this is not just something I say, like always put the team first. Like sometimes in a ridiculous matter, like always puts the team first and make sure they're winning and make sure they're good. And I'm telling you, if you're working with this person, like you're good, you're in really good hands, like you will win. So I will leave the word to you, Liana. Whenever you're ready, take over the word. Grateful for you.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate you too. And so much value, guys. Just put a one in the chat if you gained some value from Savanna. And please, uh, I will share my screen. So I think you need to make me a host. So guys, I am gonna share my screen. I did a little short presentation and I'm gonna be so honest, I didn't have a lot of time preparing because I'm right now in Dubai. And if you follow me on my socials, so on Instagram, for example, you see that I travel a lot, but you don't see the work. So literally all day I haven't gone out. I just went to the gym, which is in the same building because I've been on calls back to back to back yesterday as well. So even if I'm traveling, I'm still doing a lot of work, but I still wanted to do a little short presentation for you guys and do like kind of, let me just share it, wait, like a quick recap from this year. And this is not to show what I've done this year. This is for, I just, if I can help someone on these calls, get some, like a mindset shift or some clarity on what they need to focus on going into the next year, or maybe something, just help someone on this call, then I'm more than happy. So that's why I did this presentation. And I feel like ending now when we're ending this year, I've been speaking with a lot of people. Some people are so excited to get in a new year because obviously everyone is feeling like a new year, new me, new fresh start, basically. And some people may feel disappointed because you didn't reach your goals. You set a goal, but you didn't reach it. And I was reflecting over it because sometimes it's so, as Savanna mentioned, when we're so focused on the results, we kind of forget doing the action that will help us get the results, and then we feel stuck. And this is something that I also been um, done so many times without thinking about it. I do the action, I get the results. When I get the results, I focus on the results, and then I stop doing the action that got me the results in the first place, and then we feel stuck. But what is so great going into a new year is that we really have time to reflect over this year, reflect over what we done good, what we could have done better, what you're proud of, what was things you did for the first time. Because I feel like this year, that's why I wrote 2025 was a year of first. There were so many people. First of all of us said yes to GFO for the first time this year. Just that is a big thing. All of us said yes to GFood for the first time. Many of you guys said yes to this industry for the first time this year. You said yes to trading. You took your first trade. You maybe did started doing network marketing for the first time. You posted on social media for the first time. You went on an event for the first time. You spoke on a stage for the first time. You signed. You did so many things for the first time. So just I just want you guys to obviously reflect over things you could have done better, but also sit down and just reflect and have some grace. I think that's the right word. And be proud of yourself because you're still here. There's not a lot of people, not everyone is still here, even though they said yes to GFO this year. Just be proud of yourself, because even if you haven't gotten the results that you wanted, and maybe not ending this year with the results that you wanted, you still did so many things outside of your comfort zone. You said yes. There's so many people that are not saying yes to this opportunity, but you did. So you should be proud of yourself. And I just want to do this little quick recap, because probably some of you will relate to the things that I will show you. But I've been in this industry for 2 years, for those that doesn't know. Been in this industry for 2 years. The first year I was struggling so much. I was struggling. I was barely having any results, but I wasn't in GFU, and I wasn't in House of Riches, and I wasn't in Mastermind. That was a big difference. So in January, I felt so lost. I've been in the industry for a year now. I barely have any results. I don't know what to do. I didn't have the blueprint that we have here. I didn't have the leadership. So we felt lost. I felt lost, stuck, and I felt so alone, but quitting wasn't an option. So in January, in the beginning of this year, we heard that Mastermind is going to have an event in London. Both me and Savanna barely had the money to go, but I said we have to go. I was so open for new information. I just wanted to hear something that would help me get to the next level, or help me get that mindset shift. So we went to the event, and that event completely changed everything for us. So after the event, I told myself that I'm never gonna miss an event. And what I heard on this event, what I learned from that event specifically, was number one, it's so easy to overcomplicate the business. We overcomplicate it so much. I think actually, like, the dumbest people get results faster because they just do. They don't overthink. They don't overthink things as unnecessary. How to say it? Unnecessary things. Yeah, that was the first thing that I really took away from it. That stop overcomplicating the business. It is so simple. Everyone can do this business. You can literally not. How I look at it is that you can't fail this business. There's no way you can't fail. Like, there's either you keep doing the action and you eventually will get the results and you succeed, or you stop the business and you're going back to something you would do anyways. And that is not failing. That's just you giving up. So you can't fail in this business. So that was number one, to stop overcomplicate things. And number two was to not underestimate your environment. So I'm a person that I love traveling, but I had stayed in Sweden for months because I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna work on myself, I'm gonna build a business, but I didn't get the results. So after that event, I went back to Sweden, and both me and Savanna said, okay, enough is enough. We need to get out of our environment. So we went to Portugal a week after. Still barely had any results, any money. Yeah, we're struggling. Went to Portugal, and then when I was there, I was so ready to go all in, and then everything just fell down. The old community that I was in was just falling apart. Things were happening with the company. So now I'm in Portugal, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I had no clue about how things would look for me, and I felt lost, and I felt stuck and alone again. Okay, and this is the beginning of the year. But the same month, at the end of the month, we said yes to G-Food, we said yes to House of Riches, we said yes to Mastermind. And now it makes so much sense. I'm so happy and grateful that the old community, everything went down. I'm so happy and grateful that everything happened, because I wouldn't be where I am today if that wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't sit here in Dubai if it wasn't for that. I wouldn't be in Mastermind. And that thought is scary. I wouldn't be in the House of Riches, which is crazy. So sometimes, as Savanna mentioned, like life will happen and everything is happening for you. But when it happens, you may not feel like it happens for you. You don't see the reason yet, but eventually everything will make sense. So even when you have dips in the business or things are not going the right way, it's probably there because you will get better things coming, or it happens because it just things happens for you basically. So I said yes to G-Food for the first time, as you guys also did. And something I really learned was in February, I learned I had to separate to elevate. I had to go to Portugal. I had to leave everything behind me. I had to leave everyone that was around in my, how to say it, like my old friends. I had to separate from everyone. So that made such a difference for me, because even though I had friends that I was with and they were supporting me, but they were not supporting the industry, they were not supporting the business, which was holding me back. But I didn't see it until I separated from everything. And I know in the beginning it's hard for some people to just say yes to this business and then say no to everything else that they has been saying yes to for so long. But I promise you guys, the best thing you can do is just take some time for yourself and say no to everything that is not benefiting your business, which is gonna be time with your friends and your family if they're not in the business. So that's something that I really learned, and that's something that really, really helped me grow my business and also grow as a person. So yeah, let's go to the next slide. I'm gonna try to be fast. It's just, oh, wait. Okay. So that was February, in the end of February. Suggested this industry, as you guys said. And then in March, okay, this is so crazy because I started, and as Savanna said, that it's so important to work on your belief. Everything is not hard. This business is not, if you ask me, it's not hard. It is so simple. Like, it's so simple. The only thing is stopping us is the belief. So I was still struggling with my belief. Yes, I said yes to this industry again, but I was still struggling. It was still new. Everything was new. The new community, the new system, GFO, everything was new. So I was still struggling with my belief. So I prayed for a sign. Like, am I doing the right thing? Like, I just prayed for a sign. And it was so crazy because in March, I was still in Portugal, and I saw that GFO is going to have their first event in Portugal. And this was going to be with Alex Morton. So that was in another city. I said, we need to go, because as I just mentioned, after the mastermind event, I said, I'm not going to miss an event again. I'm never going to miss an event. And so I went there, and it was so crazy because when he was speaking, I recognized his voice. And I'm going to tell you a little story, because the first time I was introduced to this business was through a stranger on TikTok. Yes, most of you know that Savanna was the one helping me get started, but she wasn't the first one introducing me to the business, because she was not saying anything to me because she was scared of my opinion, not knowing. All I wanted was an opportunity. So guys, you never know who wants this and needs this opportunity around you. So when you choose to not share this with every single one, you're robbing this opportunity from someone, but you don't know it because you're not sharing it. Anyways, so I was introduced to this opportunity from a stranger on TikTok, and we jumped on a call, and we had a prospect call, and we were speaking for 1 hour. I must have been the most annoying prospect because I didn't say yes at the end of the call. But the same day, they were going to have like a business overview, and the guy that was speaking was Alex Morton. So the first time I got introduced to this industry was by Alex Morton. And now the first time I'm going to an event with GFO is with Alex Morton. So when I was at the event, I was standing so close to him. I said, I recognize his voice. It's like, oh my God, I've heard, that's what, he was the first one introducing me to this industry. And now we're in the same company. So that was, I saw it as a sign, like, okay, we are at the right place. We are working with some, we have such a good leadership, and we're working with really, really successful people. Let me take this seriously. There's no reason for me to doubt this now. And then we're gonna have a convention, and I'm gonna explain, like I'm explaining all of this for a reason. So at the end it will make sense. So we're gonna have a convention in Munich. It was gonna be like, if you don't know what a convention is a big event during 3 days, nothing you can miss. And when I heard this, I was like, okay, we have to go. We're still in Portugal, but let's go to Germany. We need to go. And I went there, and the event was great, but it was the conversations that I had during the event that really, really helped me get my biggest mindset shift. And that's the things with events. It's not only the events, it's the conversations that you have at the events that makes the biggest difference. So for me, I had the biggest mindset shift at the convention. And as you see here on this picture, we're in the hotel lobby. It's 4 a.m, and here's where I get my biggest mindset shift from Jason. Jason, I didn't know who this was, never, because I was new to Mastermind. I was new to everything. But what he simply said, and I think this is going to help someone on this call as well. He said, if you know your reason why, and you know what to do to achieve your goals, but you're simply not doing what you need to achieve your goals and help your reason why, you are not respecting yourself. And that, I don't know what it was, but it shifted something in me, because me not showing up every single day, I didn't see that as I lacked self-respect, and I didn't see that as a lack of respect towards my reason why. So after that, I went back and I really sat down and I really reflected on my reason why, which I recommend you guys to do if you haven't already. Make your why so important, so important. It doesn't even have to make you emotional. It just needs to be important enough to not quit. It just need, or make it painful. I had to make it painful. So I went back, I sat down, I made my reason why so deep, and then I actually jumped on one of Sammy's mindset calls when she was talking about her story. And this is also something that helped me get like such a big shift, because now I had my reason why. But after that call, I realized that my reason why is, it has a time limit. So let's say one of my biggest reason whys is my family. Probably some of you on the call, you also want to help your family, maybe your parents or your siblings. Your reason why has a time limit. We don't know how much time we have to help our family. We don't know how much time we have to retire our parents. We don't know how much time we have to help our families experience freedom. So that's why I keep showing up every single day, even though I don't feel like it, because I don't know how much time I have left. And that's scary. I made it painful. I made it scarier to not do this than to quit, if that makes sense. Anyway, so that's something that really helped. And also it helped me so much with my belief. Okay, I have to be quicker. Okay, it helped me so much with my belief as well, because this is something I know some of you can relate to. You are in this business, but you don't feel like you lack belief in that you can help other people, or that other people will see the vision. So I lack belief in that other people in Sweden will want this opportunity. I wanted this so much, so bad. So it was hard for me to see that someone else can want this as much as me. But I was so new, so I didn't have a big team, but I still managed to get 3 people coming to Munich, and seeing the vision, seeing how that affected them also helped me with my belief. And the only reason was because I showed up to the convention and I did everything in my power to get so many people as I could to this event. But anyways, I went back to Portugal, worked so hard. We even did flyers and like gave people flyers, tried to have like a meetup. Didn't work, but we tried. And then so I worked hard after the Munich convention that we had. So that was what March taught me. Like that was the biggest mindset shift I have. Like March was a really, really big month for me. I feel like that's when I made the real decision to actually go all in this business. Anyways, in April, so I did the work because I was so focused on the work, I got the results. I started going viral. And that's when I started doing phone work. And phone work was something I never heard about before. So I remember Sammy telling me and Savanna, like, okay, you have to do phone work. And we looked at each other so confused. We're like, what's that? Phone work. Um, but I'm telling you guys, if you aren't already doing it, you need to do phone work, which means that you're calling, you want to find reasons to have new conversation every single day, speak with your team every single day, speak with prospects, speak with new people, just be on the phone or speak with so many people as you can. And we're going to tell you why this is so important. And that's because the person that is back on calls back to back to back, they don't have the time to doubt their business. One advice I actually give people in my team is to don't think about the business. Yes, know your numbers, know what you need to do to hit your goals, but don't think about the business, because if you think about the business, you will doubt the business, because we are not programmed to be successful. So the person that is on calls doing phone works are on calls back to back to back, they don't have time to doubt their business. So that's something that I really, really recommend you start doing if you're not already doing. Do as much phone work as you can. And I also started doing things without agreeing. There were so many things that was new to me, and I had to absolutely kill my ego. I didn't agree with everything, but I still did the work, because who am I to not listen to people that has the results? So I had to kill my ego. I still have ego. I think you should still have an ego. You can have a positive ego, but just do, sometimes you just need to do things without agreeing with it, because it will help you get the results if it comes from people that have the results that you want. But anyways, still I kept working, kept showing up to every single event. I think I've been in London like 7 times this year, just because I am too scared to miss an event, because I know the information that I can get, and I never know what conversation that will change something in me, like give me that mindset shift, or I don't know what I will hear on an event that will take me to the next level. So I am more scared to miss an event than to go to an event. Yeah. But okay, I'm realizing now my time is I've been speaking too much, but I came back to Sweden. We started doing like going to other cities, having like small events. So this is me in a hotel room, and me and Savanna had a presentation for like 5 guys or something. Nothing big, but we still took as much action as we could. Here we went to an event in London. Yeah, so just kept showing up. Josh, Sammy, they came to Portugal in March. Forgot to say that, but they came to Sweden. We had our first event in Sweden, and yeah, then I graduated this year. Also kept going to London for events, and I'm showing you oh, I can't even speak. I'm showing you this because I know some people of you are studying, you are working, you don't feel like you don't have a lot of time, but you can still make this work. And then yeah, here we saw Chris hit Blue Diamond, which was also something that I'm so happy and grateful that I got to experience. Oh my God, I'm trying to be fast, guys. Sorry, Sammy. But yeah, so in July, I spent the whole summer in Greece, and I did that because I work so much better in this kind of environments, and I understand that not every single one can go to the airport and just go on a plane and just travel. So that's not what I'm saying to you, like telling you to do. Just do the best as like you can. So for example, what I did, I used to stay when I couldn't travel. I used to just print out pictures. Literally, I saved pictures on my Pinterest, printed it out, and then had them on my wall. So I was waking up to the pictures, I was sleeping to the pictures, I was always having a vision board. So try to make your environment work for you by doing these small things, because these small things will make a big difference. And in August, I kept showing up, and I also realized that you have to be so willing to change. You have to be willing to grow. You have to be willing to go out your comfort zone, because that's will help you grow your business much faster. And then in September, went to Crete to an incentive, where I also got to network with like really successful people, learned so much during those trips. And yeah, in October, November, it was literally just work, 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 work. Tried to meet the we had so many like small meetups, small events, big events. Went to London even more. And something, guys, I hear people complain. Sometimes I hear people complain about the work that we need to do to like succeed in this business, even though the work is so simple. We can literally do everything from our phone, and that's probably because you're comparing it with something that is easy. So let's say you need to do your TikToks, you need to do your social media, you need to speak with people. It's only hard if you compare it with something that is easy. So for example, it's easier to sit and watch a movie, it's easier to sit and watch Netflix, and then if you compare it to that, it will the work will feel hard. But if you compare it to if you don't do the work, then that's a disrespect to your reason why. Yeah, it will be easier to do the work. So just try to change to a positive perspective all the time. That will really help you. And also don't forget to enjoy the process, because if you don't enjoy it, you most likely will fall off. And then what I also learned this year is that desire is much more important than belief. I've been here in Dubai, and I've been here really dream building. So I've been really intentional with things that I'm doing here, because I really want to raise my desire. And one goal I had this whole year was to fly out my sister and my mom and just be able to like treat them, be here in Dubai with them. And so we're here, we spent Christmas together, and seeing how my mom reacted, there's no way I will not keep putting in the work, but even harder. Because that's really like raised my desire. So I'm trying to do this fast, but this is what I wanted to. This is why I shared this recap, because what you can see here is what really changed things for me was all the events that I showed up to and all the meetups that we have, and just being around people that are like-minded. And we're gonna have another convention in April, if you don't already know. And it's so important that you show up to this convention. You don't want to miss this. And if you can't show up for yourself, show up for your reason why. You being there will help your reason why. You being there will help your team. And I think today and tomorrow is the last day of the discounted price. So make sure that you buy your ticket, and I hope you got something from this. And I will just leave it to you, Savanna.
Thank you so much, Liana. That was amazing. And honestly, for me, it was a whole traveling back in time, seeing all these pictures, because obviously I was right there on all of these pictures and all of these events. But yeah, it's like I said, it's been a really big year, a lot of growth. I'm really grateful for the year, and even seeing it now in pictures as well. Yeah, we've come a long way, guys, and I think we all need to just slow down and see where we started and how far we've come. So it doesn't really matter that you didn't reach all of your goals, all of your dreams, everything came true. You put in the work, you grew, and you became better. Like you became better. As long as you became better, that's really give yourself credit for that. Give yourself credit for showing up and for growing. Um, But yeah, I'm just gonna leave the word over to the next speaker, who is someone really special for, I'd say, every single one on this call. Someone who has put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of love into this community, into this business, into us as like one-on-one in person, everything. And someone who is working so hard behind the scenes as well. So there's a lot that many people don't see, but she does so much for this team behind the scenes. And I really think we should put some fire emojis in the chat for that, because she does a lot of things, and it's hard to give credit if you don't know it, but I'm telling you now, she's doing so much. So we're all really grateful for you. And this is someone who's changed so many lives, inspired so many people, not just where she lives, but all around the world, and who's committed to this business, which has impacted and helped so many others, just because she believed, just because she was consistent, just because she showed up and kept showing up, and never, like from what I was speaking about as well, like never let life happening stop her from keeping going and achieving more and becoming the best version of herself. So I'm really happy to be working alongside you, and I'm really proud of how far you've come as well. And we're really, really grateful for everything that you do and everything that you are. So, Sammy, just take over the word whenever you can.
Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing? Can we all hear me? Can we all see me? Are we all good? Just give me a thumbs up, guys. Lovely stuff. Can we just throw some fire emojis in the chat box for Savannah and Liana? Honestly, during the times that they were speaking, I actually got a little bit emotional because 2025 has been such a crazy year, guys. Like how we started off this year to how we are now, it's honestly been I don't think we could have planned it. I don't think we could have planned it. I don't think we could have predicted it. I don't think any of us knew what the end of this year was going to look like because at the beginning of this year, honestly, just like Liana covered, just like Savannah said, like it was so uncertain. Like not a lot of us really knew where we was going to be at the end of the year. So to have the year that we've had, to grow how a lot of us have grown, and to just be where a lot of us are, it's so heartwarming, it's so inspiring, and it genuinely like I think that is the fire that keeps us kind of going and a lot of us going. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen because I know we don't have a lot of time, but you know, we might have to just go over just a little bit. But if I can, I don't know if I can request host on here. Can I share my screen? I can share my screen. I can share my screen. Lovely stuff. So, let me, can you guys, is it all okay? Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. So, amazing. Uh, cool. So this is the recap that I wanted to just kind of go over because I feel like in order for us, I know Silver, you appreciate the pretty slides. I think every time I make a pretty presentation, I always have Silver in mind. Um, but to go into 2026, I just wanted to have a look back on 2025. And I went deep into the archives for this. I went deep into the archives for this to really get the facts, to really get the figures, to really get what it is that we really started out as. So for those of you that don't know, in the beginning of this year, we had only one six-figure earner within the House of Riches. And at the beginning of the year, okay, so like beginning of January, we had 307 active members. I really went into the archives for this. So we had 307 active members at the beginning of January, okay? And for those of you that don't know, we transitioned into GFU February the 23rd. So we had to actually start from zero coming into GFU. We started from zero. We had a massive transition. We was very unsure of what it would look like for us. And a lot of us made big sacrifices to come into GFU. A lot of us made big sacrifices, and we understood that making that decision, it wasn't for the benefit of us, it was more for the benefit of the vision of the goal that we had for House of Riches. House of Riches is going to be such a powerhouse in network marketing, is going to be such a powerhouse within GFU and in this industry, because we're going to be impacting so many people, and we've got so many leaders in this team that really have the heart of people at the core of everything that they do. We really care about people, and you can see it in our leadership all the time and the people that we attract, because we actually truly want to help people. And I think that's very plain to see. So after we transitioned, we at that time only had four full-time income earners at that time. Okay, so this was around March times. After we've done the transition, we had 4 full-time income earners. We had 10 profitable business owners, and we were impacting 150 families. So we went from 307 and our business literally halved, okay, in March. And this was in March. So from March up until now, how many months is that? Like, I don't know, like 7 months, 7 months. So no, 6 months. Okay, so within the space of 6 months, guys, we went from 8. Okay, maths, we left it in school. Okay, but anyways, so 4 full-time income earners, 10 profitable business owners, and we was impacting 150 families. Now, we have 3 six-figure earners within House of Riches. Okay. We now have 10 full-time income earners. We have 27 profitable business owners, and I just had to update this today because this morning it was 26. But shout out to Ane. You just made the 27th. Okay, shout out to Ane. Can we just put some fire emojis in the chat box for Ane for being the 27th profitable business owner within House of Riches, and we are now impacting over 500 families by the end of 2025. And I say that to say this, guys, we didn't know. Like, we genuinely, coming into this, we had no idea what this would look like. We had no idea how this was going to play out, but we just said that we would genuinely, like, our goal is to help and impact so many people. How we do that, it doesn't matter. And I want you guys to take that away, is how you do anything. The how doesn't matter. As long as you've got the vision, as long as you've got the goal, as long as you know what it is that you want to do, the how doesn't matter. So we all kept that in mind. The how didn't matter, and we transitioned into this not knowing, but really just having it, just like Liana covered, having the desire to want to help people, and you just need desire. And she literally said it, like, you need to have desire. Desire is much more powerful than belief. If you have the desire, you don't have to believe that it's going to work. If you have the desire that you want it to work, you have the desire to want to impact families, you have the desire to be a business owner, you have the desire to be a six-figure earner. If you have that desire, the how doesn't matter. And you don't have to believe it at first. The belief comes after the action. Okay, so at the end of 2025, this is what we managed to achieve within 8 months. Okay, within 8 months, and this is without. We're really just finding our feet. We're really just finding our feet coming into this industry, and just finding our feet within in GFU. So these are our goals for 2026. We are going to have 10 six-figure earners in 2026. We are going to have 50 full-time income earners. We are going to have 100 profitable business owners, and we will be impacting 3,000 families mentally, spiritually, and financially. And I believe that is already done, foolproof. And again, the how doesn't matter. The how doesn't matter. And when it comes to goals for 2026, it's always important to look at how 2025 happened. And what happened in 2025, like, we took a massive risk. And I always say risk takers are money makers. And, you know, I my favorite saying is no risk, no Rari. I genuinely go off of that sometimes. You sometimes have to take risks in order for you to prosper. And coming into GFU was a massive risk for us. It was a massive, I don't know how this is going to go. We just know that we're going to put 100% into it. We just know that we're going to make the most of it. We just know that we're going to keep people at the forefront of every single thing, every single decision that we make. And in doing that, we was able to achieve that. So in terms of 2025, okay, just a little recap of what we experienced, okay, just a little recap of the pivotal moments for me anyway during this 2025 was majority of our team trips. Okay, I think I've traveled the most this year than I have any other year. Like, genuinely, my passport is looking rubbed, like, honestly, and it's been such a blessing. It's been such an amazing experience, and I genuinely hope and wish and I pray that for every single one of you guys, if that's what you want to do, you want to travel the world, you want to experience the world, you want to do all of these things. And, you know, a lot of us, we don't even get return tickets on majority of these trips because we always have in mind, well, we'll come back when we feel like it. We'll book the ticket when we feel like it. And I genuinely hope and wish that for every single one of you guys. When we went to Germany in March, there were so many situations, there were so many experiences, there were so many conversations in that convention where it really installed so much belief and it installed so much desire that I understood the decision that we made was the right one. GFU is a company that truly, truly cares about the results of their customers. They care about their customers making money. And I don't know about you guys, But the scanners that we have here are absolutely elite. I've never come across, I've been in network marketing for 5 years. I've come across so many companies. I've looked into so many companies. I know people in so many other companies, and we have the best products. We have the best products. So you don't have to build the business to make a lot of money. You can still make money through the scanners. And that was something that was literally, it was something that was mind blowing. Okay. Germany just installed so much belief because you're actually hearing so many stories that you see a piece of you in someone. You see a piece of you in someone, and just seeing so many stories where you genuinely look at people like, if they can do it, I think I got this. I think I got this. I think I could do it. So Germany really was the starting point of us all. Greece was such an amazing experience, and we was there for a while. I think we was there for like, some of us were there for probably about 3 weeks. And being in Greece, I feel like this was the trip that helped me learn and understand and grow so much as a leader, as someone, as even a person, because there were so many experiences where it made me align, it made me proud, it made me just felt a part of something where we are actually contributing to a lot more. We're contributing to a lot more. We're a part of something so much bigger than us. And it was such a beautiful experience to have. And then of course we couldn't leave out Dubai. When we went to Dubai, okay. And that was such an amazing experience, because if you have never been to Dubai, Dubai is all about luxury. And it makes you realize you have not done, just like Savannah said, you ain't done shit. And it makes you realize I don't have shit. They ain't got nothing on these people. Like the lifestyle that people are living, where their breakfast places have views and swimming pools and shisha. Like it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Like, yeah, it raises your standards, it raises your desire, it raises your belief, and it raises your hunger. And I feel like during all of these trips where we went to Germany, we went to Greece, we went to Dubai, what main thing that these 3 trips done for me was it raised my belief, it raised my desire, and it helped me understand and see the vision a lot clearer. So I wanted to just say those things and give you some fun facts and figures before I go into my biggest takeaways. So it's so funny that Liana actually mentioned this, because I was even having a conversation yesterday, and this is my biggest lesson. My biggest lesson, my biggest takeaway is, number one, your reason why has a time limit. And it's funny that she actually mentioned this. Your reason why has a time limit. This is my biggest lesson that I always kind of strive off of. I always go off of, because I had an experience. Sorry, I'm just getting a phone call. Let me just tell my sister I'm on a call. So yeah, my biggest reason, my reason why at one point when I first come across this industry in 2020, my reason why was to help my parents. My reason why was to genuinely help my parents. It was to pay for my dad's healthcare. And unfortunately in 2022 he passed away. And that was one of my biggest lessons, is understanding that your reason why has a time limit. So moving with urgency is so important. We all have a reason why on this school. We all have a reason why we move, why we get up in the morning, why we want to help people. Like, you have your family, your children, whatever it is, and they have a time limit. And it sounds so morbid and it sounds so negative, but just like Liana said, it has to be painful sometimes. Like, it actually has to hurt you sometimes, where it's like, damn, if I don't move, I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret not helping. I'm gonna regret not doing the things that I said I was gonna do. I'm gonna regret not moving. I'm gonna regret not doing the work. And I've always regretted more the work that I didn't do than regretting the work that I did do. So that was number one, my biggest takeaways. Your reason why it has a time limit. Number two, how much time do we have? Okay, cool. Let me go a little bit faster. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. The reason why I put this in here is because in my previous company, a lot of my results was based off of me alone. So I was referring people, and it was all me. And for a long time, it was because the focus was on me. I was focused on me. I was focused on my results. I was focused on what I was doing. I was focused on how, like I was just focused on me. And coming into GFU and even just 2025, I understood that you have to take the focus off of you. You have to take the focus off of you and understand that it's going to take a village for you to get to your goals. It's going to take you collabing. It's going to take you joining arms and joining forces with people for you to go far. That's why House of Riches is such a powerhouse, because we collab. There's no competition. There's no one's better than no one. It's all, we're a family. We're all contributing towards the one goal, and we all have the one vision in mind, that we want to impact families. We want as many six-figure earners. We want as many people that are profitable. Like, we know that that's our goal. It's not one person hitting this and one person hitting this and one person. It's never been that, and it never will be that. We genuinely understand that going far, we're going to go together, and we're only as strong as our weakest link. So we always make sure that everyone's moving, everyone's got what they need to get. So if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And that was something where I stopped focusing on me. I started focusing on my team. I'm obsessed with my team's numbers. I'm obsessed with my team's results. I'm obsessed with their growth. I'm obsessed with them, like, just having the help and the resources and the tools that they need. And having that mindset shift where I now wake up with the accountability that my team's relying on me rather than I'm relying on me. And having that mindset shift and having that understanding of, I want to grow for me, but also for my team as well. I want to be the best leader for my team. I want to be the best version of me for my team. I want to be like all of these things. Right now, it stops being about you, and we give up on ourselves every single day. So when you place it outside of you, you're more inclined to hold yourself accountable. Number three, it starts internally and then extends externally. It starts with inside of you. Like, when you are so focused on action, you're so focused on external, you're so focused on your numbers, you're so focused on what it looks like outside, you have to understand it starts internally. If you are doing all the actions, if you are doing all the things and you don't feel good on the inside, and you feel like you are empty on the inside, and you're just doing this because you have to do this, you're starting with the wrong energy. And I understood during 2025, your health, how you operate, your routine, your mindset, just everything within inside of you is something so important, and that's when it extends externally. So if you feel bad on the inside, you're going to be in situations where it's bad on the outside. If you are not at your best health-wise on the inside, external, and it's going to show up. Like, even this year, I took my health very seriously. I really took the gym seriously. I took my eating very seriously. I took cleansing very, very, like, all of these things that you want to look at in 2026. Like, okay, what are things that I can do to make sure internally I'm good? What things can I do in 2026 to make sure that I'm working on the inside, because I understand my inside affects my outside. Number four, focus on who you're becoming on the journey. Literally, Savanna covered this. Focus on who you're becoming on the journey, not the destination. When you fall in love with the journey, when you fall in love with who you're becoming, the results just come. Fall in love with the person you're becoming. Fall in love with the growth. Fall in love with learning and the lessons. Like, so you're going to experience so many lessons in this industry. You're going to experience so many things in this industry where it's like, ouch, that actually affected my ego. That burnt my ego a little bit. And it makes you realize we're only human, and this journey is about killing the bad parts of us. So it is going to hurt. It is going to be painful. It is going to be a little bit of a smack in the face sometimes, but it's so necessary to contribute to who it is that you are becoming. You have to go through those things. You have to experience those things to be the version of you that you are becoming. And then number five, it may not look like like you planned. It may not always look like you planned. You're going to plan 2026 and you're going to have all these goals in mind. You're going to have all these visions in mind. You're going to have all these plans in mind, but just understand that it's probably not going to look like how you planned. Sometimes it can look better, sometimes it can look different, and sometimes things happen for your good. Just like Liana said, like at the beginning of this year, the plan wasn't for her previous team to fall apart. The plan wasn't for her to get lost. The plan wasn't for, you know, them to not really have any sort of idea. That wasn't the plan. And sometimes it doesn't always look like you plan. Like some things have to fall apart so better things can fall together. It may not look like you plan. If your idea is that you want to help as many people, it may not look like how you plan. It might look like how God's plan. And that's something I find so beautiful, that sometimes life shows up like with surprises, but it's all a part of the plan. So those are my biggest takeaways from 2025. And then going into 2026, I want every single one of us to write these questions down and just have a reflection, half an hour, whatever it is, and just sit with yourself and ask yourself these questions. Number one, what did this year teach me the most that I needed? What was the biggest lessons that you took? Some of your ouch moments that you took, some of your experience that you took, that you needed those lessons, you needed those experiences to hurt sometimes, or to have sometimes, or you needed that experience. Number two, what truly made me happy this year? I think it's so important that you operate at your best. And operating at your best is finding your happiness. I was asked a question when I first came across network marketing and I first came across this industry in 2020, I was asked, like, it wasn't a call for one-to-one, but it was like a team call like this. And the person asked, like, what makes you happy? And I literally sat there and I had to turn my camera off because I was so dumbfounded that I was 22 years of age and I had no idea what made me happy. I couldn't sit there and say, this made me happy. I couldn't sit there and say, well, I genuinely didn't know. And I was so far away from myself that I didn't know what made me happy. So find out what makes you happy. Find out what brings your soul alive, that lights a fire inside of you, because that will allow you to operate at your best. Number three, who or what distracted me from my goals this year, and why did I allow it? A lot of us know our distractions. A lot of us know why it was held back, but asking yourself, why did I allow it, and why was I okay with that happening at the time? Did I not see it? Was I just it's just really just reflecting on why you allowed that certain thing or that certain experience to distract you from your goals. Was it worth it? And having that mindset going into 2026 of really just kind of, I'm not going to allow it this time around. Like, my goals, my future, my family's future is so much more important to me than these distractions that don't serve me any good anyway. Number four, what moments or experiences changed me the most this year? A lot of us had experiences, a lot of us had moments, a lot of us had happy moments, sad moments, upset moments, great moments, exciting moments, laughing moments, sad, whatever. You had moments anyway. During these experiences, what changed you the most? And I think it's so important to reflect back, because none of us on this call are the same version of us that we started off at the beginning of this year. You experienced some things, you heard some things, you done some things that have made you a different version today. And 2026 is not going to be any different. You're going to experience life, just like Savanna said. You're going to experience life. You're going to experience experiences. And just look at those of what changed me the most this year. Sometimes those painful experiences were so necessary for you to grow, for you to be in enough pain for you to move. And then number five, how can I be better and do better in 2026? How can you use what you learned in 2025 and make sure that 2026 is the greatest year yet, and you just hit all your goals? You really just set out the tone for 2026 and you really achieve what it is that you want to achieve. So many of us on this call are going to be setting goals, and I really hope and pray that we don't get to the first week or the second week and we already start giving up on our goals. I hope that we have the intention to be accountable, the intention to achieve the goals, the intention to be in enough pain and be proud of yourself for who you have become along the way, and understand that 2026 is going to be a better year as long as you take what you were supposed to take from 2025. Make sure that 2026 is your best year yet. Make sure that despite the circumstances, despite experiences, despite all of these things, that you make sure that 2026 is your best year yet. You achieve what you set out to achieve. You do what it is that you set out to do. And it's much easier to expect yourself to be highly motivated than to actually be highly motivated. We expect ourselves to be more motivated than we actually will be, but as long as you hold yourself accountable, as long as you surround your room with things that you actually want, create a vision board, create goals that you read out every single day, and constantly hold yourself accountable and increase your desire and find ways to increase your desire, then there's no reason as to why 2026 genuinely won't be your best year yet. So with that being said, apologies that we went a little bit over time. But I hope every single one of you got value from this call. I hope and pray that 2026 is such a year of blessings. It's such a year of just learning, growing, understanding, becoming the best version of you. I genuinely know that 2026, it feels exciting. It feels different this time. And I know a lot of people feel it as well. Like 2026 is genuinely going to be a blessing year. Just like Shauna said, it's going to be a blessing year for so many people, which is so exciting. And I'm just really excited to see where we are at the end of 2026. So with that being said, have an amazing day, guys. Well, evening. Have an amazing evening, guys. I hope that you guys take time to really reflect on 2025. Plan out your 2026. Plan out the goals for 2026. Find someone to hold you accountable. Find ways to increase your desire. Post the photos of every single thing that you want around your room. Go crazy with it. And with that being said, have a lovely evening, guys. Take care and Happy New Year.